Professor John Evans, assistant professor in the Department of Political Science, teaching a variety of courses, but this one is about my intro course, I believe, which is American National Politics, Political Science 110. It's a course that a lot of people take that are not political science majors, but they need to fulfill sort of a gen ed, general ed requirement, or I think education majors sometimes, some of them are required to take it. And to be honest, quite a lot of folks that are taking it are sort of dreading it a little bit because they think that they really don't like politics. So my general objective is to try to make it appealing to people that think they aren't going to enjoy it. By the way, should I be looking in? Does it matter if I look at you? Okay. I get the impression from a lot of students that they think that they don't like politics because they don't really understand it, and they don't understand what counts as politics, and they don't know why it matters, and so they just hate it. And if I can get them to, I'm not going to turn them in, all of them, or even some of them, nor do I really want to try to turn all of them into poli-sci junkies, you know, but if I can get them to understand why it matters a little bit, that's my number one objective, and to understand how it works, then I feel like it's a success, because then hopefully they'll vote then, and they'll know what's going on. And if they aren't poli-sci majors, that's fine, but I think every person should understand their country's political system, should vote and try to make the world a better place, and see why it affects them. I tell the students the very first day that politicians don't tend to care too much about policies for young people because they don't vote, but they never cut benefits for old people because old people vote. So if you want things for you, you got to start voting. You got to start figuring out what's going on and how the system works. So federalism it's a subject that most people don't understand or know about very much, but it's really important. Every prof will say that about everything, but this is true. But I have to tell them why they should care. It's basically the difference in, we have a state government and we have a national government. And federalism is, countries that have federalism have two levels of government. Some countries don't have two levels. Everything's just done in the top level. But why does that matter? Well, if you're an education major, a lot of these students in this class are education majors, should the policies for schools be determined by folks in Madison or by folks in Washington, D.C.? If you're a teacher, they're going to give you, maybe Common Core or No Child Left Behind as federal guidelines. Don't you care as a teacher who's making the call on what you can teach and what your curriculum is and how you go about doing it? Should that be, I would care at least, whether the rules are being made the national level or the state level. So who has the power? Everything about government, it seems like, is about power. Is the power at the national level or is it at the state level? And if it's at the national level, is it Congress? Is it the Supreme Court? So power. And that federalism is about the division of power between the nation, the state, and the city. Some things that the government does is determined by the city, some by the state, some by the nation. Who has the turf? I call it turf wars. Is it this Eau Claire's turf, or is it Wisconsin's turf, or is it the United States turf? This, whatever the issue is, education, whatever. So I think that's number one. What do I want them to get? I tell the students the very first day, even more than understanding politics, I want them to care about politics. If I accomplish that, I consider that a success. And so many of them don't care because they don't see why it matters. And it doesn't do any good if I can get someone to understand something but they still don't care about it. So I try to learn about the students. If you learn a little bit about people, you can show why they should care. So I had a student once who was a music major and told me straight out, I'm taking this course because I have to, and I don't really care about politics. But I was able to show her how the government has grants through the National Endowment of the Arts for music majors, and how the court has had some rules about different types of artists, musical artists. And suddenly she said, oh gosh, that matters to me. I care now a little bit. I can affect that.